Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self realization. Please subscribe our channel for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang with us. We are currently exploring the book Yoga Essays for Self Improvement, authored by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. In today's satsang, we will cover how to practice surrender to God or Sharanagati. Attainment of absolute surrender to God is the central theme of all mystic and religious literature of the world. Every religion prescribes to that. Christianity ever emphasizes the message of the cross, the message of the crucifixion of the ego self, and abiding in God. Mohammedanism or Islam advocates surrender of the individual will to the will of the Supreme. Buddhism asks its followers to surrender to the Buddha, the enlightened, and thus be followed by his teachings, bringing about the cessation of all sufferings. Yogic literature likewise overflows in praise of surrender to God. Raja Yoga declares Samadhi Siddhi Ishwar Pranidhanitva, meaning super consciousness is attained by surrender to God as well. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is also replete with the message of supreme surrender to that divine self. To Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion, surrender to God is the end as well as the means of spiritual movement. In Jnana Yoga, the path of wisdom, surrender to Guru and God is the most effective means of purifying the mind. When the mind is purified by the inquiry of who am I, intuitional knowledge of the self is acquired. Intuitional knowledge is also known as prajna, which you cannot get just by reading books. It is through practice and following the teachings of the Guru and the scriptures. A beginner on the path of yoga is often confused by the apparently contradictory teachings regarding self effort and surrender to God. Should he exercise his reason and effort to promote spiritual movement, or should he simply resign to the divine will and be led by his grace? Some maintain the concept that reason is the most authentic tool on the path of spiritual advancement, and therefore self effort is of paramount importance. Others are inclined to devotion and state that nothing is possible without the divine will favoring a person. To them, self effort has no meaning or purpose. One must simply learn to surrender to the divine will. Yoga Vasishtha, a voluminous work of Vedanta philosophy, is emphatic about the importance of self effort, while the Narada Bhakti Sutras, a profound scripture of devotion, emphasizes the overriding importance of surrender to God. The fact is that these two views, one upholding self effort and the other supreme surrender, are not contradictory. When you understand that the divinity to whom you must surrender is not an external entity existing somewhere far away in the universe, but is the innermost self within you, then the movement in surrender simply implies a movement towards your own deeper self. So, self effort and surrender are two sides of the same coin or two wings of the same bird. Both are needed and they mean the same thing. They take you to the goal is to fly and to achieve the higher realms of spirituality. The effort in Vedanta is directed towards gaining an insight into the deeper self in man. You try to find the deeper and more real you and surrender yourself into it. You allow the lower self to be ruled by the higher self within. Therefore, the project of surrender to God is actually a process of self discovery or self realization. As you continue to explore the wider and vaster dimensions of your inner spirit, you become one with the self. and your ego sense is supremely transcended by your inward vision of the Absolute. Self effort unfurls the sails while surrender allows the ship to be driven by the wind. Adopting still another example, self effort is like removing obstacles between a piece of iron and a magnet so that they are spontaneously drawn together. When the impurities of egoism and selfishness are removed, the entire personality of man is caught up in the magnetic field of divine grace. This is why we say purification is the self effort, removing the obstacles that are obstructing the iron filings from connecting to the magnet. So, this is where we have to do our sadhana, our prayers, our meditation, and so on. For advanced aspirants, there is no conflict between reason and faith, between self effort and surrender to God. Faith is the fulfillment of a rational movement in a person. Similarly, surrender to God is the fulfillment of one's self effort. So they supplement and complement each other, they are not mutually exclusive. By the exercise of a healthy reason, a person plans to bring about integration in his personality. With increasing integration, there is increasing awareness of being an instrument in divine hands. In turn, as there is increasing awareness of a divine power operating through a person, there is increasing surrender to the cosmic will. Surrender to the divine self is a process of increasing freedom. Human life abounds with various acts of surrender which are sustained by reason and conviction. So we will continue this journey in tomorrow's satsang. Hari Om Tat Sat.